Good morning friends and welcome to the pre-market view. US markets were up about 0.5 to 0.75% as we had some positive data coming out from China on the export front, which was much better than expectations, and that has boosted the confidence across the globe. Also, the Chinese CPI data came in at about 2.5% versus the expectations of 2.4%. European markets were mixed to marginally down, and there is no change in the policy rates both by ECB, which has capped the policy rate at about 0.75%, and also the Bank of England, which has capped the policy rate at about 0.5%. Talking about the Asian markets, Japan is up almost about 1% as there is a news of a further fiscal stimulus to the tune of about $116 billion, and yen has actually weakened against the dollar to almost about 89, and most of the other Asian markets are marginally down, no major action there. In terms of flows, the FIs were net buyers to the tune of about 250 crore, and the domestic institutions were sellers to the tune of about 466 crore in the cash market. If you look at the data over the past few sessions, we observe that the extent of the flows has dwindled from about 800 to about 1000 crore per day. It has come down to about 400 and now at about 250 odd crore, which is not great news for the market, because as we all know that the market is stuck in a broad range of about 5,950 to about 6,050, and for any broader move on the way up, there is going to be an expectation of a fresh inflow, which is something that the market is watching out for. And since we are into a result season, probably the direction could come in once few important results are out, starting today with Infosys, where the expectations are that the EPS, INR EPS could actually go down by about 7.3%, but what's most important is that the organic dollar revenue guidance, if the Infosys management reiterates that it's going to be maintained at more than 5%, then obviously there is going to be some kind of positive reaction, but otherwise overall expectations on the Infosys front are extremely low. And on that note, let me invite Shaival to take us through important F&O cues, data and strategies that we could have in the F&O markets.
Good morning friends, let's have a view at derivatives. Friends, from past couple of trading sessions, we have been observing that markets are unable to break through the range of say 5,950 on the lower side and 6050, 6080 on the higher side, and due to which we have not seen any drastic or dramatic change in the options front or as well as on the futures front. But after around 4 days, we have for the first time seen that some good amount of open interest has been added in Nifty futures, and also we have seen that the cost of carry has along with that increased, so that is a good sign, and some long accumulations have taken place in the market. The PCR ratio continues to hover around the mark of 1, and if we talk about the implied volatility has also been not showing any drastic change, but yes, it has reduced marginally in yesterday's trade. Talking about the activity on the options front, we have seen that the activity has been squeezing day by day as we have been having events lined up in coming days. Infosys results are expected today, then we have IIP numbers, then RBI monetary policy, due to which the markets are unable to take a clear direction and is in wait and watch mode. Now, talking about the strikes, 6,000 call option continues to see a good activity and stands with highest number of shares on the call side, whereas if we have a look on the put side, 5,800, 900 and 700 put option continues to add open interest. So broadly, this is the range where market has got stuck. Now, a weekly VWAP is 6,000. We've been seeing that market again, Nifty future again has closed above 6,000. So we'll be reviewing VWAP today, and fresh levels will be given afterwards. But what we feel from intraday perspective, market would remain volatile as we have Infosys results today. Talking about the stocks, ITC is looking good, so one can go long with stop loss of 278 rupees 95 paisa. Also, if one wants to play from positional basis, 300 call option can be taken, and stop loss of 1 rupees on closing basis can be maintained, and 3 and 5 rupees can be maintained as a target, as we have already initiated 300 call option on ITC. Adani Power is looking weak, so one can go short with stop loss of 64 rupees, and Grasim is also looking weak, so one can go short with stop loss of 319670. Thank you.
Here are the important news and events that we are tracking today. IIP number for the month of November is going to be out, and the consensus expectation is that it's going to be about 0.1%. Some section of the market also believes that it could be about minus 0.6 odd percent also, against the 8.2% growth that we saw last month, which was essentially a festive season. So this number could be a bit subdued this month. Yesterday there was a cabinet meet, and the government has approved the proposal to infuse about 12,500 crore in the PSU banks to improve the lending activity and meeting the capital adequacy norms. And about 9 to 10 PSU banks have been identified for this capital infusion, which is positive news for the PSU banking space as a whole. Also, the government has approved about 10% dilution or divestment in Engineers India Limited, which would fetch the government about 800 odd crore. A consortium led by GAIL along with Deep Energy has won oil and gas exploration block, and this is positive for GAIL. One can go long there with a stop loss of 360 and a target of about 378 to about 385. GSFC has proposed to pick up about 20% stake in a potash manufacturing company based in Canada for about 250 crore. The initial capacity of this company would be about 350,000 tons per annum, which could be enhanced to about 6 lakh tons per annum over a period of time. This is positive for GSFC. One can go long there with a stop loss of 68 and a target of about 71.50 to about 73. And in case of Suzlon, some negative news, as the lenders have put a precondition that before any restructuring they would want the capital infusion to the tune of 5,000 crore, or the company should sell its stake in RE Power. So we've seen some extraordinary volume on the Suzlon stock over the past few days, but this development has come in as a negative development. So one can go short with a stop loss of 21 and a target of about 19.75 to about 19. And in case of Adani Enterprise, some negative news, as CCI has ordered a probe into the alleged misuse of position by Adani Gas in supplying the natural gas to commercial and domestic users in Faridabad. So one can go short on Adani Enterprise with a stop loss of 278 and a target of about 264 to about 258. That's it from all of us, friends. Have a great weekend and see you on Monday morning.